Have you ever wondered how developers keep track of their code changes, manage complex projects, and work together seamlessly? Well, wonder no more because Git and GitHub have the answers. Hi everyone, I welcome you all on this channel. On this tutorial on Git and GitHub, we'll be discussing about Git, which was introduced in 2005 by Linus Torvalds, who has introduced or created Linux, the operating system, in 1991. Git is basically a distributed version control system. What does that mean? It means that every developer working on a project has a copy of the entire repository, including all of its history. Repository means the place or the folder which contains the entire project of your software. This allows for easy collaboration and makes it easy for every developers to work on their project. Earlier Git, there was a centralized version control system where a single central repository is used to store all versions of a project's file. Now let's move on to GitHub. GitHub is basically a web-based platform and it's basically a service. The difference between Git and GitHub is Git is a software that you can use locally, whereas GitHub is a service that provides you the facility to host your project and you can work on your project if you have hosted it online. Anyone can work from any part of the world if you have hosted your project online. And how you're hosting your project online? GitHub is providing you the great facility, a great feature to host your project online by simply creating a new repository. Anyone can clone this project. Clone means simply downloading this project and work on this project from anywhere of this world. GitHub also provides you the facility of hosting your open source project and anyone can work on their project. Now let's get some hands-on practice. Let's head towards terminal. Open terminal. Now I will change my directory and I want my project to be in a desktop. First I will check how many files and folders are there in my desktop, and you can see none. No files and folders are there in my desktop. I will create one repository with the name project. The project has been created. Open this project and I will split the screen in two parts. Let's initialize our local repository with the command git init. Now this project has been reinitialized because I have already initialized one git repository in my desktop. That is why it is telling me that I have reinitialized it. But I will remove my .git file and then I will create it again. Now I will check hidden files. So basically these are the hidden files .ds store and this is my project. No .git folder is present in it. Now I will change my directory to the project one. Now I'm inside my project directory. Let's create a txt file. See, txt file has been created. Now I want to add some text. So I will add it in my Vim. Code cadence. I don't think that you guys are able to see this part of the screen. If yes, then I will write it over here. Code cadences GitHub tutorial. Save it. Let's check out what is the content of my file. See, these are the contents. I have added 4 lines basically. One line is code cadence, second and third line is an empty line, and fourth line contains this text. I will put these changes in a staging file. Simply I will add these changes. I will add the file in my git repo. Oops, seems like I haven't initialized any git. My bad. I will initialize it. Now the git has been initialized. Let's check out the files and folders and files of the project repository. See, these are the hidden subdirectory .git and this is my file doc.txt. Now what I will do, I will track my Git. See, these are the files. These files are not tracked. Now I want Git to track these. I will simply use this command git add space dot, which means that add every file of this project directory in .git subdirectory, so that .git can track. Now I will do git status, so it will tell me that the changes are in the staging area. Now the last step that I have to do is to commit these changes, to take snapshot of these changes, right? Initial commit. This is the commit message. This is how you're going to write the commit messages. Okay, see, these changes have been made. Now I will clear my terminal. Now what I will do, I want to add some more text, or simply I want to create a new file, right? Touch new file .txt. Now I will add some content in it. New file has been added by codecadence members. Save it. Now what I will do, I will check what is the content of my new file, that is new file. See, these are the content. Now what I will do, I will do git status. Git status will show me the content or the files which are untracked. See, this new file is not tracked by Git. So what I will do, I will put it in the staging area. Git add new file dot txt. Now I will do git status. Now everything is being tracked by Git. Now this file is in staging area. Now I will commit these changes to my Git. Simply I want to create the snapshot of these changes. So I will do second file added, right? Now what else? So this is how, if you want to see all your previous commits, let's do git log. Git log will tell you all the commits that you have done so far on this project, right? Now suppose you have done few changes in the doc file, right? And you want to see what is the history of changes done on a single file. So what you will do, you will simply write git log hyphen follow and then file name, that is I want to see what has been added in the doc.txt file, like what is the history of doc.txt file. Oops, I have missed one hyphen. See, these are the commit messages that I have done. These are the commits that I have done only in the single file, and the file name is doc.txt, right? Now let's do some changes in my new file.txt, right? New file.txt. Okay. Second changes has been added by codecadence. Save it and exit. Now let's see what are the content of my file new.txt. These are the contents. I think you guys are not able to see the lower part of the screen, so I will do it again. cat new file.txt will show me the content of this file. So these are the contents, these are some empty lines, and this is a text against an empty line and again some text. Okay, currently these changes are untracked by Git. So what I will do, I will push these changes to the staging area. Now I will do Git status. Now the changes are being tracked by the Git. Now let's commit. More commits on the way. Okay, now let's see the history of this file, the history of commits in this particular file. See, this is the commit key, this is the metadata, author, who is the author, and date made, and what was the commit. Earlier I have created second file in which I have added this text. New file has been added by codecadence, and then I have added some more text, and then I have given this commit message, more commits on the way, right? This is how you are going to track the changes made in your particular file. Now it's time to create a remote repository using GitHub. Let's head towards it. So this is a GitHub platform. If you don't have your account on GitHub, simply sign up with the basic details and fill in your data. And what you have to do, if you want to create a new repository, simply click on this repository button like this. And then what you have to do, you have to click on new button. Then you have to give the name of your repository. For example, code cadence git. Okay, description, leave it, keep it public, add a readme file, and then create repository. In a very simple steps, you have created a repository, right? Now you have created your remote repository. Now what we have to do, we have to push our local repository to our remote repository, right? So to do that, copy this link, open your terminal. See, I am already in my Git project. As you can see, I am already in my project directory. Now let's check what are the files present in it. See, .git subdirectory, doc.txt file, and new file.txt. Now what we have to do, what we have done, we have simply copied that link. You have seen it, right? What you are doing it over here, if you are copying this link, that is you are simply cloning your remote repository to your local. Cloning means simply you are downloading your remote repository to your local. But we will not clone it. We want to push our our local repository to our remote repository. Sounds confusing, right? See, it's quite simple. The project that I have in my system on my laptop is basically a local project. That is, it is in my local repository. Only I can access it. But the project that I have created in my GitHub is basically a remote directory, because I have created it on my remote platform. That is, on my online platform, I have created a folder or repository named code cadence git. Now what I want to do, I want to push my local project to my report repository. Simply I want to push or host my local project to my remote repository. So what I will do, I will connect my remote repository to my local repositories, and to do that you have to follow this simple command. You have to add this URL to your variable git remote add and origin. Origin is basically a variable, and in this variable you are simply storing, or simply you are assigning your remote repository URL to this variable. Hit enter. Now your remote repository has been connected with the local repository. Now do git push origin and master. Hit enter. Now this command is basically pushing all the local repository content to my remote repository, right? Are you able to get these things or not? What I have done in this line, just leave it. Simply you learn these things, that if you want to connect your remote repository or local repository, you have to write in this command git remote at origin and then space and then your remote repository URL. I have already told you that how you are going to take that URL. See from here. Now what I have done, I have linked it, and whatever project or whatever files were present in my local repository, I have pushed it to my remote repository, right? And just learn these commands: git push origin master. That means you are pushing your local repository project to your origin. Origin is basically a variable which contains the URL of your remote repository, and master is basically a branch, your default branch, which will contain the default project from your local repository, right? After entering this command, the project has already been hosted to my Git repo. Now let's check it out if our remote repository contains our local project or not. Please keep this in mind that your remote repository is there in your master branch. See, this is your remote repository and this is the main branch. Main branch contains only the readme file. Now I will switch to the master branch and you will see that master branch contains doc.txt, new file.txt, right? Let's head again back to the terminal. Now let's understand the concept of branches. I have, how many branches are there in my project? Let's check it out. Git branch. But there is basically one branch, that is the master branch. And now I want to create a different branch. That is, I want to create a different branch of my name. I will create a branch with the name codecadence. See, now it has created a branch name codecadence. Let's check how many branches are present now. See, now there are two branches present, master branch and codecadence branch. What do we understand with these color codes? It simply says that currently we are on master branch, and if you want to switch to different branch, what you have to do? You have to simply write git checkout codecadence. Now you have switched it to codecadence branch from master branch. Now let's check it again, that on which branch now we are on. See, now we are on codecadence branch, right? Now let's check it, how many branches are there in my remote repository. Refresh the website. Oh, we can't see any branch right now because we haven't created or we haven't pushed any changes to our that branch. Let's check how many branches are there. Git branch, git. Now I want to go to master branch. Now git branch, git checkout master. Now I will do git branch to check where I am. I am in master branch. Now I want to switch again to the codecadence branch, and this time I want to add some code in it. So what I will do, I will simply create new file codecadence.txt. Okay, I will add some text in it quickly. .txt, text added through code cadence branch, right? Save it and exit it. Now what I want to do, I will add these changes in the staging area. I will commit these changes. New commit by codecadence, commit by codecadence. I will push these changes. Git push origin, and now where am I pushing it? I am pushing it to my codecadence branch. I will hit enter. So now you will see that my code cadence branch will contain my new file codecadence.txt with the text that we already have seen. Let's see what was the text in it. Cat codecadence.txt. So these are the texts that will be present in our code cadence branches codecadence.txt file. Let's head towards our GitHub. Let's refresh it. Now you can see there are basically three branches. Code cadence, and now code cadence contains one more file that is codecadence.txt, and as you can see, this is the text that was added through a local machine. Got it? This was the concept of branch. It's quite easy. And that's it for this video on Git commands. Hopefully this has given you a good overview of some of the most commonly used commands in Git. Please help us by subscribing this channel and support this channel. We really appreciate your support, and we are committed to bringing you high quality informative content on a regular basis. So if you found our videos helpful and engaging, please do consider subscribing and join our community. Thank you.